Good morning. Welcome to Weights Lifted. It's Wednesday, about 5:30 in the morning. A little change of plans. I was going to do legs today, but I was feeling just kind of stiff and not in a good way. So I'm gonna skip legs. I know, but no, I'm not doing legs today. I'll do them Sunday. Make sure I'm good. We're gonna do shoulders, and shoulders is one of those things. It's doesn't take a lot to hit. Like, I mean, there's not a lot of different, for me anyway. I feel like there's not a lot of different exercise, like lateral raises, rear delt raises, and then different variations of those, and you're kind of good. Like, I don't do a whole. Sometimes I'll do presses, like overhead presses, too. Depends on how I feel, but if I do them, I do them at the end. So start off with some lateral raises. Nothing crazy. Just got the 30 pounds, 30-pound dumbbells, and see how it goes. The way I like to do them, feet together, and I lean slightly forward, not crazy, but just a little bit forward, and I don't come like straight out. I kind of come like I'll show first before I'm holding the weights. So like, if you're looking at me from the side, I'm not out here. I come, so my arms are almost like I'll be leaned like kind of like this, and my arms are kind of out on an angle a little bit, not crazy, but it just, for me, it just feels more comfortable than like back here, you know. It's out like that. So it's not a crazy angle. It's just slightly in front. I just feel like for me, it's better with my shoulder joints. So let's do a few sets of those. Um, yeah, I used to do for a long time, probably like up until right before I started this, actually, when I would have like a dedicated shoulder day every week. I used to use the 45s. I would do those for like 8, sometimes a little less. But I don't know. I just noticed that I could do them. I probably still can if I pick them up. But I just noticed it'd be almost like a guaranteed, like like guaranteed shoulder pain. Like, so I guess it's just, the 45s are just a little bit too heavy, you know. Um, but I only have 30s and 45s. I don't have anything in between. So I mean, I could still do them, but I might go back to doing some with the 45s again. But I feel like just doing more reps with the 30s, going slower too, feel just as good, you know. Yeah, see, by the time I'm getting to 12, I'm dead, you know. So, yeah, let's keep banging those out, and then we'll drop to the rear delt raises. And, you know, after that, I might do, depending on time, I'll either do the same thing with bands, or I'll do some presses with the 45s. We'll see how it goes. But shoulders is one of those things that, like, I can kind of run through quick, because they're not like, it's not a large, it's not like your back where there's a bunch of muscles you're trying to hit and trying to get pumped up, and like it's your shoulders. Like, it doesn't take a lot for me to get them kind of pumped or worked out. Starting to burn out. That was only 10. Probably do 2 more sets, right? And then move on. One thing I do got to watch with shoulders, because, like, I like to keep hitting them, because I don't know. I like to do shorter rests in general, but with shoulders, I've found it's better sometimes to take a little longer, especially if you're someone who's like me, whose shoulder can tend to flare up, like my left shoulder, like anything like during chest or shoulders will start to ache. It already is a little bit, but I notice if you take, for me anyway, if I take a little bit longer rest than I usually would in between sets, it helps with that. I guess it gives it time to kind of calm down, and then I can do another set. It might ache a little bit, take a little bit longer rest than usual. It'll kind of, if not, because I've done it where I just keep to like 1 minute rest and just like keep banging out sets. It'll start to really hurt, and I won't be able to do the next set. And like I said, there's probably, because I don't like going to the doctor. I'm one of those guys. There's probably so many, like, you guys hear me talk about, like, this hurts, this aches, this, that. I'm doing construction for whatever, but, like, I probably have so many, like, injuries, like actual, like, little tears and shit. The doctor probably like, dude, what are you doing? Like, you need to get that fixed. And I'm just like, so the real answer to what I'm saying is, like, oh, if you're working out and you get shoulder injury, the real answer is probably go get checked out. But if you're like me and just deal with stuff, then those are the tips I'm giving you. Like I said, I'm not saying anybody's got to do what I do. I'm just telling you what I do. going to do now, well, not right now, but next set's going to be lighter. I'm going to do the 20s for the last one. All right. I'm going to do some rear delt raises now. I got to set up the camera for that. All right. I'm getting to some rear delt raises, bent over. And when I do these, I said it in another video, and the guy just commented he liked the cue. I'm going to say it again, just in case it's someone's first time watching this. But because I don't do shoulders all the time, when I do rear delt raises, all right, I bend over, arms down, straight in front of me. You ever hear like guys who are new to lifting? You ever hear them talk about like mind-muscle connection? And I think it matters, but it's something that takes a while to get, and you can still. It's something I think you figure out as you lift. Like it's not something you're going to have right away, and especially if you're brand new and your muscles aren't developed. It's for me. It's something I've started to figure out and feel as I got more into lifting. Like I couldn't feel my chest contract when I first started, or my lat contract, and I still don't. It's still hard for me. Like I'm not great at it. But certain things help, and like even if the movement doesn't change, the way you're thinking about the movement sometimes can be that thing that clicks and makes you start feeling it where you're supposed to feel it. And this is one of those things that it did. This is one of those cues that did it for me with this particular exercise. Because like when you're doing a rear delt raise, there's a lot of your rear delts are small compared to a lot of muscles around them in your back. And it's not much of a difference for your back and shoulders for this or this, you know? So like sometimes when you're doing rear delt when you're first starting, you're tensing your whole back, and it's a lot of your back moving. So for me, what I like to think about when I'm doing them is I'm not thinking about pulling the weight up. I'm thinking about pulling it apart. You know, I'm picturing I'm kind of like tearing something out and pulling apart down here. And that kind of keeps my back disengaged and keeps just my shoulders engaged. Because if you think about the difference between like pulling up and pulling out, just do that. Do this and then do this. Pull apart and pull up. You'll feel the difference in what muscles contract and what muscles don't. So when I'm doing this, I always like to think about pulling apart and that I'm trying to point out. That's where I want to end pointing out, you know? And when I started doing that, like the guy said in the comment, like it was a really good cue for me, pulling it apart at the bottom. I'm going to start a little heavier. I might only do one set with the 30s because, again, that's something else. When you're trying to hit a muscle that's smaller than the muscles around it that can help in the movement, you might want to go lighter because your body, if it's too heavy, your body will automatically start activating a bunch of different muscles to try to move the weight. But I'm going to go with 30s first for the first set, just because I like testing myself with bigger weight to see how it feels. And I'll probably drop to the 20s. I might only do a couple with these. Yeah, it's going to be it for the 30s. The rest of the sets, the rest will do the 20s. And people like doing these different ways. Like some guys like to sit down like this, bend over like this. I just prefer to stand. But to each their own. However you want to do it, try them out. Yeah. That's one thing I did, like the way I got to where I'm at, exercise wise. I tried a bunch of different stuff. Like I used to go to a gym. I used to do different splits. Like I used to do chest tries, back buys, and legs, like Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And then, and then I started doing excuse me. I did then I moved to like every day where I would do like chest tries, back buys, shoulders, chest tries, back buys, legs. And then I switched it up, took the arms, put them on their own day. Like there's a bunch of stuff I did try. Different exercises I try. There's a lot of other exercises I used to do that I don't do now. And there's a lot of exercises I do now that I won't do in the future. Like everything changes over time. Just try them all out and see what works for you. Checking the time. Yeah. Try out different stuff. Debating what I'm going to do after this. Bands or some presses. Might do some presses today. I haven't done them in a while. I'll probably do 2 more sets of those. That'll be 5 sets for the side delts, 5 sets for the rear delts, and then I'll do presses for a couple sets. We'll see. Sometimes presses don't feel too good on my shoulder, so we'll see how that goes. But you know, like I said, I don't always do presses because the front delt's getting hit anyway when I'm doing chest. So, but sometimes when I do them, like for me, presses light up, like overhead dumbbell presses light up my whole shoulder. You know what I mean? Like I won't just feel it in the front delt, I'll feel it in the side too. And so I like to throw them in there. Gonna do one more of those. Gotta move this bar up. When I do presses, I like to do them seated. So gotta move this up to put the seat up. But, all right. Oh, shit. Yeah, my rear delts are on fire. But, all right, I'm gonna get set up for the presses. All right, I'm gonna do some seated overhead presses with the 45s. So we'll do some. We'll see how it goes. This is one of those I always got to see how it feels when I do it. Not too bad. Probably only going to do, I don't know, maybe 2 more sets. Because that's pretty high, 15 reps. With these, what I always have to watch with these, doing presses like this, it's not during the movement. Like, as far as injury, or, it's not during the movement. It's the mount and the dismount, if you know what I mean. It's like getting the weights up and then dropping them down. That's when I got to be careful and pay attention to how I'm doing it, because there's a point, there's a weak point in that, where you just feel something go, you're like, But as long as I'm careful there, everything else kind of works itself out. Oh, it was the seat. I heard a weird noise, and it was the seat. I was like, "What the hell was that?" I gotta sneeze. No, I don't. That sucks, doesn't it? When you feel the sneeze and then it doesn't happen. But all right. Here we go. Yeah, probably one more. It's cold down here. This is if you can't tell, this is an unfinished basement. You know, there's no the heater's down here, but there's no heat coming down here. So it's probably like 50 degrees all year. But it's old too. This house is 99 years old. Yeah. I got a coal storage room over there. That's how old it is. That's why you don't see me doing anything like on the floor really. I might kneel on it, but I'm not doing sit-ups or crunches on the floor. Should get some mats. That's what I should do, get some mats. Yeah. It would be nice. I see like the people, like the fitness people online, like people obviously that have been like have like a big following and stuff, and obviously make money, like good money from doing this. They get like, you know, I look at the gyms they're at, I'm like, damn, like that's really, and I find out it's their own private gym. They own it. I'm like, oh, all right, that would be nice, right? But for now, this will have to do, and it can do. That was the whole point of this channel, is showing people out there like, you don't, you know, I wanted to show you guys you don't need a whole lot. Definitely don't need a whole lot. You can always make it work. And that's it. Let me move the camera. Yeah, that's it for today. You know, good workout. Like I said, doesn't always take a lot. Shoulders. I mean, look at that. Sometimes I look at my like the shoulder. I'm like, God damn, they are big. But especially when they're pumped up, like they are. Yeah, good workout. Doesn't take a lot. Like I said, like for shoulders, at least for me, it's not complicated. It's kind of like arms too. There's only so many ways to curl and so many ways to extend. Same with shoulders. Just lift this way, lift lift this way, and then press. And that's, you hit them all. I could throw bands in there, but I'm I'm good. So tomorrow, unless something changes in my head or changes with how I feel, is most likely going to be arms. Yeah, and then yeah, that'll be it. So that's it for today. If you're new, please like and subscribe. It means the world. And to everybody who's been watching and paying attention, thank you. I appreciate all of you. It's going good. So yeah, we're halfway through the week. Let's get through it. So thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.